Did you know that behind the bustling images of American tourism, a quiet crisis is unfolding? Empty airports, shuttered hotels, and frustrated travelers are becoming the new reality for some of our favorite destinations. Stick around, because what's happening in one particular state will absolutely shock you. We're about to uncover the 10 U.S. states facing a potential tourism collapse, and what this means for your travel plans in 2025 and beyond. Let's start our journey in Oregon. Once a haven for nature lovers drawn to its dramatic coastline and lush forests, Oregon is now seeing a significant downturn. Urban decay in Portland has deterred many visitors, and persistent wildfire seasons have closed off beloved national parks for extended periods. Local businesses in towns like Ashland, which rely heavily on the Shakespeare Festival, are feeling the pinch as attendance numbers have yet to recover to pre-2020 levels. Next, we head east to Illinois, specifically Chicago. While the city boasts world-class museums and architecture, a perception of rising crime rates has made many potential tourists think twice. The Magnificent Mile isn't quite as magnificent when shoppers are hesitant. In 2024, convention bookings, a major economic driver for the city, saw a noticeable dip, leaving hotels with unexpected vacancies. This has a ripple effect on everything from restaurants to taxi services. Now let's talk about California. It seems unbelievable, right? The Golden State has it all. But high costs of living are translating into exorbitant travel expenses. A family vacation to Disneyland or a road trip along Highway 1 now comes with a staggering price tag. On top of that, issues like homelessness in major cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco are creating negative headlines that are hard to ignore. Tourists are starting to look for more affordable and less complicated alternatives. Let's fly over to Florida. While still a top destination, the Sunshine State is battling new challenges. Skyrocketing insurance costs, driven by an increase in hurricane frequency and severity, are being passed on to travelers through higher hotel rates. The sargassum seaweed problem is also plaguing its famous beaches, creating an unpleasant experience for many. Some travelers who once flocked to Miami and the Keys are now opting for Caribbean destinations that offer a similar vibe for less hassle and cost. Moving north, New York is in a similar boat to California. New York City will always be a draw, but the costs are becoming prohibitive for many domestic and international visitors. Post-2020, many businesses have struggled, and parts of the city are still regaining their former vibrancy. Upstate New York, which relies on seasonal tourism for skiing and leaf peeping, has faced inconsistent weather patterns, impacting their peak seasons. Let's check in on Louisiana, especially New Orleans. The Big Easy is famous for its culture, food, and music. However, like Chicago, concerns about public safety have become a major deterrent. The tourism board is working hard to change this perception, but news stories often overshadow their efforts. The city's infrastructure is also aging, and frequent boil water advisories or power outages during peak tourist season don't help build confidence. Now for a state that might surprise you, Hawaii. The paradise of the Pacific is grappling with a phenomenon known as over-tourism. While it sounds like the opposite of a collapse, it's creating a crisis of its own. The local infrastructure is strained, and there's growing resentment from residents who feel their home is being overrun. In response, local governments are implementing new taxes and restrictions on tourism. The devastating Maui wildfires also cast a long shadow, with recovery being slow and emotionally taxing, making many tourists feel uncertain about visiting. Washington State, our eighth on the list, mirrors many of Oregon's problems. Seattle's downtown core has struggled to bounce back, with many businesses closing permanently. The beautiful natural landscapes are also under threat from wildfires, impacting access to Mount Rainier and the North Cascades National Parks during the summer high season. Ninth, we have Nevada. Las Vegas will always be Vegas, but it's facing new competition. The rise of online sports betting and regional casinos across the country means people don't have to travel to Nevada to gamble anymore. To combat this, Vegas is trying to rebrand as a sports and entertainment capital. But filling those multi-billion-dollar hotels is a constant, uphill battle, especially midweek. And finally, the state I promised would shock you, Alaska. For years, Alaska has been the ultimate frontier destination, fueled by a booming cruise industry. But here's the twist for 2025. Several major cruise lines are reducing their Alaskan itineraries. Why? A combination of rising operational costs, new environmental regulations, and shifting consumer preferences towards European and Caribbean cruises. For the small Alaskan port towns that depend almost entirely on the summer cruise season, this reduction is a potential economic catastrophe. We're talking about communities where a bad tourist season means businesses might not survive the winter. It's a silent collapse that could reshape the entire state's economy. So from coast to coast, the U.S. tourism landscape is shifting in dramatic ways. It's a complex mix of economic pressures, safety concerns, and environmental challenges. Thank you for watching. If you found this insightful, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.